Hi guys, hope you're well and that you had a lovely weekend. I want to talk to you about the test you're going to write today. Um, first things first, let's talk about the test. Okay, so you will find the test on the website where you find this link, so you can join the class. Okay, what I'm going to do is there will be instructions how you can get the test back to me, but I'm going to type my email address in the chat. So if you are struggling with something or there is any difficulties, please send me an email. Or if you can't get it back to me via the instructions, send it back to me via my email address. Okay, so I wrote it in the chat, so I will put it in the back of the slides also. Today we are going to talk about talents. Now, all of you know what a talent is. There's not a human being on this planet that don't have at least one talent. Okay. So today we're going to talk a little bit more about talents. We are going to read a text about talents, and then you're going to write me a poem about your talent or talents. It is due on Wednesday. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to read the text, we're going to read the poem I got about talents, and then at the end you can tell me what talents you have and what talents you wish you had. Like, I wish I could sing very good, but I can't. I don't think I can hold a note, save my life. So we are going to read the talent text, and then we are going to read the poems. Please don't ask what the talents are in the chats. We will do that at the end. Okay. So then everybody can explain your talents and what you wish you had and stuff like that. So let's read this first. Fine. Okay. It was the start of the school holidays. Charlie, who lived in Limpopo, was planting vegetables in the community garden opposite his house. As he looked up, he saw his friend Ngani jogging past. Hi, Ngani, what are you going to do during the school holidays? Charlie asked. I am captain of the school soccer team, and we will be training every day for the big tournament. Ngani replied, This year, I think we can win it. Wow, that's cool, Charlie replied. As Ngani ran off, Charlie muttered to himself, I wish I was in the soccer team. I'm going to start practicing. The next week, Charlie joined Ngani at soccer practice. He played with the team, but things did not go well. He tripped over his own feet, and he even scored a goal for the other team. At the end of the game, Charlie realized that soccer was not for him. He shuffled home and was soon back in the garden. Just then, he saw Jan walking past. Hi, Jan, he called. What are you going to do these holidays? Jan said. I'm in the church choir, and I'll be going to singing practice every day. We are preparing for a big concert. Charlie sighed. Oh, I wish I could sing, he thought. Everyone else was doing enjoyable things, while he was spending his summer working in the garden. A few weeks later, Charlie saw a pamphlet calling for young people to join a new singing group. What do you think he did? He went to see if he was good enough. But as he sang, his voice cracked and squeaked. One of the judges made a face, and Charlie knew he would not be chosen. Charlie shuffled back home and went to the garden. All of my friends have special talents, he thought. I wish I had something that I was really good at. For the rest of the school holidays, Charlie kept trying to find his talent. and each time he would walk home with his head down and spend his time in his garden. Towards the end of the holidays, Charlie saw his friend Dingani and Jan again. How was the big soccer tournament? He asked Dingani. We won, Dingani replied. And how was the concert? Charlie asked Jan. It's tomorrow, but our choir has worked really hard and I'm going to sing a solo. Congratulations, Charlie said to them. I wish I had something like that to be proud of. Are you joking? Jan asked. The garden are huge. They look so tasty and healthy. Every time I try to grow something, it turns brown and dies. I wish I had your talent with plants. Really? Charlie replied. I guess I never thought gardening was something special. He smiled. Why don't you both come over tomorrow to celebrate Dingani's soccer victory? You can come for supper. We'll eat fresh vegetables from my garden, and then we can go to Jan's concert. Okay. Uh, this looks very sad, but it's not really very sad. Um, all of us have a talent, even if it doesn't feel like you have a talent. I know when I was in school, I always wished I was good at either singing or sports, which I'm not good at either. But I was very smart. I did very good in school, and that was my talent. Today I'm very happy because I love to read and I love doing other things. Um, so all of us have a talent. Do any one of you want to tell me what your talents are and which talents you wish you had? Okay, I'm going to unmute you. I'm waiting. Okay, I see here Kia.
Ma'am?
Yes.
Ma'am, my talent is I am flexible.
Are you flexible? That's a good talent to have.
And I wish I had a talent to play basketball.
Okay, that would have been a nice talent, but at least you're flexible.
Yes, ma'am.
I guess someone wish that they were flexible and they're not.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's see here. There is, Kia says, his talent is rapping and gaming. And there's Michael that says gaming and sports. And there's another one that says gaming. But here we have someone that says academics and music are her talents. And they are very happy with the talents they have. Okay, let's unmute you here. Hello?
Hello.
Yes.
I'm good at playing soccer and writing.
Well, that is a nice talent to have. So you have a talent which is physical, like, and then you have a talent that uses your brain. That is very nice.
Yes.
And here I see somebody says, Jocelyn says her talent is singing and athletics. So that also means she has something that is physical, like athletics, and then she has something cultural, like singing. And here it says, my talent is baking, rapping, and netball. Okay, I have a rugby here, singing, drawing, another drawing, netball, singing. So we have a lot of different talents, and each of these talents are so important in life. Even if you don't think your talent is important, like Charlie, that felt like, oh, he just is just in the garden the entire day. but I can't plant anything to save my life. If I plant something, I even have succulents that don't survive. Okay, is there anything that you still talk to us a little bit more? Don't just write in the chats. Talk to us. Tell us what your talents are and what you like doing. I have here rapping, drawing, swimming, playing games. Okay. I am going to tell you now. We're going to talk about the test now.
Ma'am?
Yes?
Ma'am, not only do I have a talent of flexibility, ma'am, I also have a talent to draw. I draw really great pictures and to swim.
Wow, okay. That's nice. So you have a few talents.
Yes, ma'am.
That's very nice. Okay, so here I have Dovu that says she was the only girl last year to get a gold certificate. I think education and being smart is an important talent to have, but you also need people that's good with their hands and do other things. So it's important to remember that everybody has different talents for a reason. We need all the different talents. Okay, I'm going to unmute you and then.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
I'm good at drawing, and gaming and building stuff like an engineer, and that's my
Oh,
dream in the future.
that is nice. That is a good dream to have. I have a few friends that are engineers, so that's a good dream to have, and that is also a very specific talent to have, a very important talent to have. If we don't have people that do engineering, we don't have cars, we don't have bridges, so engineering is a very big part. We don't have clean water. Okay, so like I said, what you're going to do today and tomorrow, I'm giving homework to write a poem for me. You're going to write a poem about your own talents. So you're going to write a poem about your talents and you're going to read it to us on Wednesday. Okay. The poem needs to be more than three now my brain is not working. Paragraphs, more than 3 paragraphs with not less than 4 sentences in each paragraph. Okay. Here I have an example of a poem. This is something I have in mind when I tell you to write me a poem. Okay. Talent show. We all showed off our talents at the school talent show. Each person good at different things, as if you didn't know. Teresa read a funny poem and Tommy played the drums. Rosita's good at magic tricks and Maymay really hums. And as for me, I talk a lot. Now that's a real fact. So I was the announcer who announced each person's act. Okay, if I tell you to write me a poem, this is what I have in mind. 3 stanzas, please. 3 stanzas, please. Okay, remember guys, there's a difference between a hobby like watching TV and actually a talent. Okay, playing piano is a talent. Watching TV is a hobby. Okay. Any questions about your homework and your poem that you need to write me? I'm going to unmute you.
Oh yes, ma'am. should we write, should we type the poem to you and send it to you, or should we write it on a piece of paper and then give it to you on Wednesday?
Okay, what
Read
you're
it.
going to do is you're going to write it on a piece of paper and then you're going to read it to me on Wednesday. Everybody's
Okay,
going
ma'am.
to read one.
And ma'am, I also have a talent
But,
of ma'am?
yes, I'm, I'm hearing you. I'm
Ma'am,
listening.
I wanted to say I also have a talent of reading a bit of French.
Okay, that's a nice talent to have. I would have loved to understand French and read French. Okay, next one, Kia.
Yes, ma'am. I wanted to. Hello, ma'am.
Hello,
How are you?
I'm fine, thanks, and you?
I'm fine. I wanted to ask, we can't cook, should we write it, should we make the poem?
Yes, you must make your own poem.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Let's just go to the next one. Okay, so you're going to write your own poem about your own talents.
Ma'am, I just wanted to ask, what must we write about?
About your own talents.
Okay.
You can write about either your own talents, or you can write something like, I wish I had this talent. I
Yes,
think
ma'am.
normally everybody has something they wish they could do. Like I said, I wish I could sing. I can't. Okay, so now that that is done, I'm going to go back to the first slide. Sorry. First, I'm going to go to the last slide. Here's my email address again. If you are struggling with anything regarding the test, please send me an email. If you can't get the email to me with the instructions you get with the test, email it to me. Okay. Now, you find the test on the, no, the class isn't over. Class isn't over. Don't go anywhere. Class isn't over. I just want to give my email address to you again so you have enough time to write it down. Then we're going to talk about the test you're going to write today. Okay. So there's my email address. Please send me an email if you're struggling with something on your test, or if you're struggling to get the test back to me, please send it to me via email. Okay. Now, the test is going to be in a Microsoft Word format. You're going to receive the link to the test at the same, or you're going to receive the test at the same place where you receive the link to join my class every day. Okay, on the same website. Do you have any questions regarding the test? Do you have any questions regarding the test? Please, if you have, this is the last chance to ask me questions regarding the test. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. I wanted to ask you, may you please explain all the similes, metaphors, and stuff again, ma'am?
Oh, the figures of speech. Do you want me to explain the figures of speech again?
Yes, all of them synonym. No, like similes, metaphors, all of them, please, ma'am.
I'm going to recap it quickly at the end if I'm done here. Okay, I will recap it again for you.
Thank you, ma'am.
It's a pleasure. Anything else? Anything else regarding the test that you're struggling with? No, you're not going to do the test in the lesson. You're going to do the test. It's going to be available now, actually after 12, on the website. Okay, so we're not going to do the test in the lesson. We're going to recap the test, or we're going to do revision on the test tomorrow during class. That is why we are going to do the poem on Wednesday. You can write it today or tonight and tomorrow, and then on Wednesday we're going to do the poems that you need to write to me. Like I said, it's going to be in Word format. So basically what you're going to do is you can either type the answer for me, or you can print it out and write it in. Okay, let me just unmute you here.
Yes, ma'am, Ma'am, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, I wanted to ask, when are we gonna write the test?
When you log off here, you can go and find the test on the website. And then you need to write it during the day, and you can send it to me back to me. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Have all of you written down this email address? Do all of you have that? Okay. I just want to make sure that you have this. Please write down the email address before I go back to the before I do the figures of speech again. Okay. And okay, I'm going to do the figures of speech very quickly just to recap that. Any other questions? Any other questions about?
Ma'am, I wanted to ask you, where will you put the test, on the link or?
You will receive the test on the website where you receive the link. This link where you
Okay,
join
ma'am.
this meeting. Okay, you will receive
Thank
the
you,
test
ma'am.
there. It's a pleasure. If you're struggling to get the test back to me via the instructions, please send the test back to me via my email address. That's why I want you to have this. Okay, take this email address, and even if you just have a question about the test, write me an email. I will sit with my phone next to me the entire day today. Okay, so if you have questions, please send me an email, and send me, if you don't get it back to me via the instructions, send it back to me via the email address. Okay, so no other questions about the test. Nothing you're struggling with, nothing that's okay. Let me just go back. Okay, remember when I said I want a poem that you're going to write to me on Wednesday, 3 stanzas, 4 lines each, nothing less. Can be more, nothing less. So you're going to read it to me on Wednesday. Now, like you say, nobody else have anything that's bothering them with the test. I just need to do the figures of speech again. There we have a little bit of trouble. Okay. I just want to make sure, so I'm going to go there. Let me just find those slides. And then I will do the figures of speech again quickly for you. Like I said, if there's anything else that you are struggling with, please ask me. You're writing today. You will receive it on the website where you receive this link to join this meeting. Okay. Just find that here, and I'm going to open it so you can actually see it. I'm going to do my share screen. 5 seconds. Now everything. Okay. Sorry guys, will not see that anymore. Let me just find my figures of speech, and then I will share my screen again so you can see it. I'm just looking for the figures of speech. Okay, figures of speech. Let's do that. Okay, I'm going to answer the first question first in the chat. So it's going to be 3 stanzas, 4 lines each. Okay, nothing less than that. It's fine if you want to do more, but nothing less than that. So in total is going to be 12 sentences for your 12 lines. Okay, so you can do anything it can be more than that, but nothing less than that. Okay, it's fine if you're struggling with the test and you want to send it to me in my Gmail. Okay, on my Gmail account. Okay, figures of speech, simile, metaphor, idioms, personification, alliteration, hyperbole, and onomatopoeia. Okay, those are your 7 figures of speech. Let's go to the first one. I'm just going to recap it quickly. Okay, so all of you are fine with that. Okay, so idioms. What is an idiom? It's an expression or phrase that may be difficult to understand because it doesn't mean the same thing that its individual word means. Idioms are very common in English, especially in casual conversation, but even in formal speeches and writing. Learning some of the most common confusing ones is worth the effort. Idioms add color. Okay, so idioms add it's not the test, but it's in the test. Okay. I had somebody ask me to just recap this, that they were struggling with this a little bit. Okay. Like, example, fly on the wall. Those are all idioms. Okay, I'm going to 5 seconds. Okay. Any questions regarding the idioms? Any questions regarding the idioms? Any questions regarding the idioms? Nothing. Just see here. Sorry, everything's a little. So, okay, no questions regarding the idioms. Okay, next one. A simile. A simile is a comparison between two things using the words like or as. Like an example, I feel as fat as a pig. Okay, so simile, you always take and you say, okay, it's a sentence that compares two things to each other using the words like or as. If I ask you, I want all of you to just listen to me now. If I ask you, it's raining cats and dogs, is that a simile, an idiom, a hyperbole, onomatopoeia, a metaphor, or alliteration? It's raining cats and dogs. It's raining cats and dogs. I'm going to unmute you to Kelo.
Ma'am, it's a simile.
Okay. If I tell you it's raining cats and dogs, is that a simile? If you look at the example or the explanation of what a simile is.
Oh no.
You need to try and talk. The host wants you to unmute so that you can participate.
It's a hyperbole. That is a hyperbole. It's something that, oh, sorry, It's hyperbole. Okay. It's a figures of speech that exaggerates. Okay. Okay. Let me just go back to the previous slides here. Okay. So we were at the simile that says a simile is a comparison between two things using the words like or as. That is what a simile is. It's when I take one thing and I compare it to another thing. But the word like or as is in that comparison. I'm as fat as a pig. I am as blind as a bat. I'm as sick as a dog. Okay. It's comparing two things to each other using the words like or as. So if I give you a sentence and I compare two things and I use the word like or as, for example, without my glasses, I am as blind as a bat. What do you think that is? Without my glasses, I am as blind as a bat.
Ma'am, it's a simile.
Yes, it's a simile. How do you know it's a simile?
Because similes, they use the words like or as.
Yes. So if you see a sentence like that, where you compare two things to each other, then you look if there's a word like or as, and then you know it's a simile. Okay, metaphor. Metaphor. Okay, a metaphor is a direct comparison between two things. Her heart is gold. The world is a stage. You are my sunshine. That is a direct comparison. So a metaphor and a simile is both comparisons between two things. But if you want to know if it's a metaphor or if you want to know it's a simile always has the word like or as in, where a metaphor doesn't. It compares two things directly to each other. Okay. Any questions regarding a metaphor and a simile? Okay, the next one, personification. Personification is when you give a human characteristic to a non-human object. We did this. I think you're fine with personification, but it's when you give a human characteristic to a non-human thing. It's like the stars winked at me, the grass waved. It's something grass can't do, something a person does. That's what it's personification. Okay, it's anything a person can do or does that you give to something that isn't a person. Like my dog dances to the music. Dog can't dance. He can hop maybe, but he can't dance. You give that human characteristic to a non-human thing. Okay. Any questions about personification? What is the difference between idiom and a metaphor? Okay, the difference between an idiom and a metaphor compares two things to each other directly. An idiom, you can't create an idiom. An idiom is something in the English language that exists, like ants in your pants, or the early bird catches the worm, or joined at the hip. Okay, so it's not something, it's a sentence that is already formed. It's a sentence that has meaning in the English language. The idiom is like an irregular verb. It's something you learn and it has its meaning. You can't create an idiom out of thin air. Okay, it's like something, it's universal. Everybody that knows English knows different idioms. Okay, so it's something you learn. It's like to look a gift horse in the mouse in the mouth. Sorry, to look a gift horse in the mouth. Okay, it's something that it's a sentence that already exists. And a metaphor is something you can compare one thing to a different thing without using as like he is a dog. He is a dog. I just figured that out in my mind. So it's not something that exists already. Okay. Any questions regarding personification? I think personification is one of the easier ones. The next one, alliteration, is the repetition of consonants or sounds at the beginning of two or more words in a sentence. That one is easy. Curious cats can catch a cold. The C is repeated, and that is alliteration. Okay, that is alliteration. If I ask you for an example of alliteration, if I give you an example of alliteration, what will you tell me? I think all of you did that. Peter pickled peppers or something like that. That is alliteration. So if I ask you for example of alliteration, I want you to go and write a sentence with more than 2 words beginning with the same letter, consonant. So, okay, remember that. Okay, so the next one, hyperbole, that is exaggeration of strong emotions or to make a point or to invoke humor. Okay, like it's raining cats and dogs. Then it's a hyperbole because it is so far-fetched that it's raining cats and dogs. There's no way that it can happen. Or there's no way that your shoes can kill you, but it feels like that. Or I died laughing. Okay. Or my mom is going to explode when she sees me. Or this, okay. My mom is going to explode. She won't really explode. So that is this huge exaggeration. Okay, are all of you fine with hyperbole? Okay. Okay, now the next one, onomatopoeia. This one is the formation and use of words that suggest, sorry, let me just, that suggest by the sound, the object or idea being named. Okay, like the owl hooted in the tree or the popcorn popped. That pop is the sound you hear when it pops. Okay, that's why it's onomatopoeia. Any questions there? Any questions there? Okay. Yes, the water splat on the ground or anything like that. Okay. Any questions regarding the figures of speech? There's quite a lot of marks allocated in your test regarding the figures of speech. Okay, and if I ask you, let me just if I ask you to do punctuation on something, if I ask you to do punctuation, I'm not done yet, sorry. I'm just looking at your test and searching if there's something that I'm scared that you might not know, or something that I'm not comfortable with. Okay, that's what I'm doing. Okay, so remember punctuation, commas, full stops, question marks, stuff like that. Or all of you fine with punctuation marks? And when to put a capital letter. It's something you've done since grade 4. Okay, and then the last one I want to know is if I ask you to put something in a continuous tense, if I ask you to put a question or a sentence in a continuous tense, do all of you know how to do that? Do all of you know how to do that? Okay. So I think I'm comfortable with you and the test. So all of you know, you get the test. If you go to the website, we find your links for the classes, and then you will find your test there. Okay. Remember, you must do a poem for me for Wednesday. 3 stanzas at the least, 4 sentences or 4 lines in each of them. Any questions regarding the poems that you must write? You're going to read it to me, and then you can send it to me also at the end of the class on Wednesday. Any questions? Do you have any questions for me? Okay, nothing. I want you to look at these idioms. Yes, you must write any poem regarding talents, your talents or talents you wish you had. Okay, so it's going to be either the talents you have or the talents you wish you had. Okay, so that's how we're going to do that. Okay. So guys, I hope you have a lovely afternoon, and please remember to do your test, and don't stress. Don't stress about the test. There's no need to stress. Everything that's on the test you already did, and if you have questions with the test, ask me. Send me an email. Did all of you write down my email address? Okay. So Kayla, I'm going to unmute you.
Bye, ma'am.
Hello.
No, it's just saying bye, ma'am, and have a lovely day.
Thank you. You too. Good luck with your test.
Thank